alive. Angels English where we soar to brighter futures we explore. With every word, with every song.
So currently, I'm a student at VNU High School for the Gifted, which located in Thủ Đức district of Saigon.
We build a world where we belong.
I think like it depends on each student, but for me, it's memorization because when you enter an exam in Vietnam, it's not just about like how well you do during the semester, but it's just how well you memorize things to go to the exam.
Gotta live by passion.
My country is Vietnam, and before our strength was agriculture, I think, but currently our like government shifted our economy into like industrial, and yeah, I think it's a great movement, but it makes a lot of people cannot like integrate the industrialization into their work.
Fueled by care, knowledge and kindness.
I don't know where was this number came from or which of surveys came from, but I heard that Vietnam is one of the safest country in the world, and this is also true because our crime rate I think is pretty low. We don't really see like prisoners on TV, and yeah, so that makes me feel like being in Vietnam is peaceful and tranquil in the vibe of yeah our country.
Kindness, fill the air from every voice.
There are many things that you rate about Vietnam. There's not good things as well, but the fact that Vietnam is the country with the lowest obesity rates makes me feel really happy about it. We eat like healthily, like not in a way like we eat vegetables or we eat salad every day, but it's like we don't really like junk food and we prefer like our traditional dishes more. So that's what makes us slim and in shape.
From every voice, a spark ignites a brighter tomorrow.
So everyone use their imagination during their work life, during their study life a lot, right? But for me, the time that when I have to think about my future life is when I have to use my imagination the most. And especially when I think of the house that I want to get, I want to build myself in the future. It's quite complicated. Why this a topic today? But I'm not a greedy person. I don't really like power. I don't really like a lot of money. I don't really like high position. The thing I want is a small land that's located in Đà Lạt, which if you don't know is a very peaceful and like cool place in Vietnam. Yeah, it's like a valley between like two mountain ranges. And the house that I want to build myself will be made of concrete, because today we have the technology to print concrete ourselves, and it's not like it's expensive, but it's quicker to build and it's more easy to manage, and that's why I choose it. The vibe, the general vibe of the house would be somewhat you can expect when you rent a house in Japan. I think it would be really small. I don't plan to have like guests visit my house every day. So like one bedroom, one toilet, and like a living room that contains bookshelves, a sofa with blankets and cats and Nintendo Switch. Yeah, like all those stuff. And the house itself will be made into layers. That I don't really like the fact that we divided our house into one, like the first floor, the second floor, but I want it to be like multiple layers.
Shining bright, angels English.
Of course, imagination is one of the strengths, like the best part of being a child. You are not restricted by any social norms. You are not restricted by your parents' like right and wrong system. It's more like you are free to think of anything because you haven't seen anything, you haven't seen much things yet, right? So yeah, using imagination is the first tool for you to interact with the world itself.
Image where we soar to brighter futures.
I think anything can be beneficial for children imagination. But the two subjects that I would suggest would be math and arts. In terms of math, it's more like it doesn't require the children to solve the problem themselves, but requires them to think of how can they achieve that, like the solution, right? And being able to imagine how could they come to that final target is also important in later parts of the life. And about art, it's just like you are free to draw, to make sculpture of what you like, and it's also fulfill their habits.
Brighter futures we explore with every
Mm, like ordinary office workers, I don't think it's a job that will require imagination, but jobs like journalists or writers or novels writer, yeah, all of the all of the jobs that related to literature, related to arts, are the one that require imagination, because it's really difficult in today's world for you to think of anything that like outside the box, right? Think of anything that people haven't think of already. So using your imagination might be the standout point for you to stand in that community.
with every word, with every song.
It depends on what you're talking about, like theoretical science or you're talking about like practical science. In terms of practical science, yes, it does, but it's not that important because uh, it's more of like which aspects of the society haven't been integrated with with the technology, with the advancement that the human have. But in terms of like theoretical science, right, you have to come up with like a new concept, a new idea. Like you might have to challenge old ideas of like really good mathematics, really good scientists in the past. So yeah, that's the part that you have to use your imagination.
Every song. We build a world where we belong.
Uh, because the question is about cartoon, right? I think it's like um reading cartoons is require more imagination because cartoon usually don't provide you with many words. They just like sentences of character like talking to each other, but they rarely have sentences to describe the character like thinking the character thoughts, the character feelings, emotions. And yeah, that's the part that the readers have to imagine from the context, from the background they are in, from the picture, from yeah. And so in terms of the writers, of course they do have to use the imagination, but it's really straightforward because at the end it's their ideas.
From every voice, a spark ignites a brighter tomorrow, shining